Oh, I thought was awesome. So this LA city councilman, he's talking about developing a department that's not like the cops, where they don't have weapons, but they're like social workers or people that understand, mental illnesses, to go to non-violent crimes or non-violent groups, right? So I'll play this real quick for you.
We're looking at non-violent situations where we can send unarmed, trained people to address those concerns. What we're talking about is trying to provide the most efficient service to this city that we can provide. And that's going to take shifting resources. I, however, believe that if you have a police department that's focused on police-related matters, you have quicker response time, and I think you'll get better service. When you're talking about mental health issues like you referenced earlier, who better to be the first on the scene than a mental health professional or social worker, individuals that know how to reach and to communicate with people?
What do you guys think?
I don't know. My area of expertise seems to make sense. Like, I don't know.
It makes sense. And it also seems like it might de-escalate the situation. Like if you have a guy come up, these cops who are used to dealing with murders and criminals and violent, offenders, if you have someone come up who has, no gun or nothing like that, they're just trying to de-escalate something and figure out a solution to the problem. It makes sense. Yeah. More so than I think a cop who's, there to really, take care of some dangerous situation.
Well, this is the positive thing, I think, of the protests and George Floyd and all that, where now as Americans, we start being more surgical about how we approach law enforcement and problems, right? And so in that sense, I think it's pretty cool. Like now you're able to see kind of like how there's nuance and there's details, involved in what they mean by defunding the police or rearranging a police department. Maybe mental health professionals are way better in this situation. Maybe cops don't even want to deal with that. They want to stop real crime. So that's a good, intelligent suggestion. Again, I that's why I get encouraged. Right now, there are these protests and people are really upset, and things are, as Americans always do, we swing all the way right, all the way left, all the way to one direction or another. But then, as these things get opened up for debate, we have to get to the level of detail and legislation. Now we start getting a little bit more. Most people are sensible, and we get a little bit more detailed. Now it's like, all right, we're not talking about getting rid of the whole police department. Like Minneapolis, trying to get rid of their fucking police department with the city council. I mean, good luck. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You want to get rid of,
Look at the crime rate there right now, but then also look at New York, who defunded, I think, $1 billion in it. It's never been higher crime.
It's not even that. De Blasio is not behind his police force.
I know.
De Blasio hates his police force. No. So when the fucking police feel like their mayor isn't behind them, they don't want to fucking get in trouble. They get resentful. And they're like, this motherfucker doesn't know the first thing about policing, which he doesn't. So what happens is shootings are up some crazy amount. Crime is everywhere. And now New York very quickly goes back to what it was when I was there in the 80s. Dangerous, 70s and 80s.
When you were there in the 40s, it was terrible.
De Blasio's, good luck with that. That's a gamble.
Did you see what's happening in Atlanta? They stopped answering calls. The police stopped going to.
What happened in Baltimore? Homicide rates came up, I think, 65%.
Yeah,
because the police get terrified.
And also the police are like, "Oh, we're the enemy. We're public enemy number one." The majority of them are good people. They're like, "Oh, you want to treat us like shit? Watch what happens, man."
Well, in Baltimore, the majority of them are black. The huge part of the police commissioner, the police chief is black. The guy under him is black. The person under him is black. The city council is primarily black. So. And even in that city, they were like, I don't want to get in trouble for this.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Yeah.
Watch your tone.
Okay. What's going to happen? What are you going to do? Use some of that boxing you've been doing?
Don't you fucking disrespect.